Hello everyone. In this particular video I have tried to explain, in a very simple way, difference between the fundamental rights and human rights. First of all, it is necessary to understand what is rights. What is rights? Rights are reasonable privileges of people. These claims are ensured by law. According to law, rights are considered as the sensible case of the people which are acknowledged by the general public and affirmed by statute. It can be fundamental rights or human rights. Basically, there are three types of rights. The first one is fundamental rights. Second, human rights. Third is legal rights. But in this video, I will explain fundamental rights and human rights and basically the difference between the two. Fundamental rights and human rights are essential for the presence and improvement of people. It makes a superior domain and better living conditions for individuals, and in addition they protect their nobility. Human rights and fundamental rights are key rules that remain at the premise of any fair and equivalent society. Fundamental rights. The rights which are primary to the life of the citizens of a nation are known as fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are described in Part 3 of the Constitution of India. Fundamental rights are the rights that are approved by an administration. All individuals that fall under the ward of the Constitution are conceded these rights without assumption or cost of benefit. On the other hand, human rights are all-inclusive, supreme and essential good claims, as in they have a place with every individual, they are elementary and are fundamental to a genuine living. These are basic for every one of the people, regardless of their position, caste, creed, belief, nationality, place of birth, citizenship, and some other status. All people appreciate a similar human rights, with no segregation. These are critical for the improvement of the general public, as it cancels different practices like foul play, abuse, separation, and imbalance. A portion of the normal human rights are opportunity from separation, ideal to life, balance under the steady gaze of the law, freedom and individual security, ideal to training, flexibility of thought, ideal to free development, and so on. As I have discussed earlier, also due to some of similarities between the human rights and the fundamental rights, they are generally confused by the common man. Some of the similarities has been discussed here, like the first one is the object of both fundamental and human rights is to ensure people and make amicable and just social orders. Both aim for furnishing people with the way to live and to understand their maximum capacity. Second, both rights can be upheld by lawful components and bodies, although general human rights must be ratified by international bodies. Third, both start from the possibility of a humanized, just and rise to society. And the last one of both are a distinctive and essential part of our life as people and as individuals from society. Some of the major fundamental rights under Indian Constitution are right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, right to property, right to constitutional remedies, right to privacy. There are 30 fundamental rights under Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The first one is right to equality, freedom from discrimination, right to life, liberty, personal security, freedom from slavery, freedom from torture and degrading treatment, right to recognition as a person before the law, right to equality before the law, right to remedy by competent tribunal, freedom from arbitrary arrest and exile, right to fair public hearing, right to be considered innocent until proven guilty, freedom from interference with privacy, family, home, and correspondence, right to free movement in and out of the country, right to asylum in other countries from persecution, right to a nationality and the freedom to change it, right to marriage and family, right to own property, right of peaceful assembly and association, right to participate in government and in free elections, right to social security, right to rest and leisure, right to adequate living standard, right to education, right to participate in the cultural life of community, right to a social order that articulates this document, freedom from state or personal interference in the above rights. At the end, I would like to mention that no matter generally human rights and fundamental rights are overlap with each other, but there are some key contrasts between them, specifically concerning their legal nature and their enforceability. Actually, human rights are essential and basic rights that ought to be delighted in by all people paying little respect to nationality, race, ethnicity, and sex. However, fundamental rights are appreciated by all individuals that fall under the jurisdiction of the Constitution of a specific country, without assumption or cost of benefit. Thank you for watching. Please comment for more videos.